Good morning, everybody. Looks like we're live. Welcome. Good, happy Sunday morning. It's time for Sunday sit down. You've caught me in my mode for my warm up sketch for the day. I might bring out my dark side larger piece and sketch on that a little bit all as well, but I'm going to work on this first initial sketch, and we're going to talk a little bit about, well, let's talk about inspiration. A lot of artists get that question a lot. They get asked, what are they inspired by? Um, who they get inspired by, what they get inspired by. Um, for me personally, it's by life. It's by the world around us. It's by other imageries. It's by a whole ton of things. It's about crazy thoughts in your mind. Today I'm inspired by just just loving life. This actual inspiration. Um, It's going to be a giant reaching out. So I do things like uh, ser- search on Google and just search keywords on Google. Search giant reaching out, giant orc, uh, fighting giants, giant warrior, things like that. And the image of a giant in the background um, with, some kind of warrior in the foreground, kind of ready to battle that giant is really, that image is all over the place a little bit, but I like it, and no matter and just no matter and that's the thing is like a lot of artists think, well, oh, this has been done before. I need to do something that's never been done. But if you do something in your style, uh, invoking your own creativity, your own twist, your own imagination to it, that's never been done before. So that's kind of the way I go about thinking about that and doing that. Some artists, especially in the fantasy realm, think that fan art is just is just that. It's fan art. It's not valid. It's not pliable. But I don't believe so. I think fan art has just as much validity and expression, and you can get as much joy as doing a fan art piece as you can doing an original or something that you've created. Um, so yeah, yeah. So I'm working on this orc. It's going to be kind of an orc-like character. Just thought, tusk would be good. So he's got tusk coming out of his jaw. He's got this big reach. So with hands, hands are difficult for everybody, but get the basic shape. So you got the basic shape down where it's kind of like a circle, right? And then you start with the foreground. So with this giant, there's a lot of foreshortening in this. got the thumbs, you got the, thumb pad, got the fingertips. So I just start with a lot of just random ovals. And then I take that shape and I just link them all together. And you think about your own hand, you look at your own hands, you got 1, 2, 3 joints, and you just kind of divide them up. So you got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then the pinky is smaller, but it's got the same thing. 1, 2, 3. And then you got this pad here. So that's that pad. And for the thumb, you got this big pad right here. So you got big pad, little pad, and a way to connect the two. So that's how I do my fingers or hand. Looks okay. And we'll do kind of like a fist clench in the background. You look at your own fist. The thumb doesn't go this way; it goes the other way. So you kind of point it outward. Knuckles come out down. And then a lot of this is going to be shadowed in, so I won't worry too much about that. And then, you'll have abdomen coming down. He might be wearing some kind of smock or something, so I'll have a little bit of jagged stuff coming out. Got his leg, his knee coming, kneecap right here. And his butt and his thigh somewhere around there. You got his big shoulder. Big, broad shoulder. Get a little bit more tricep. And forearm just swooping out and around and coming like that. Looks good. Yeah, it's pretty good. So now I'm just going to be doing a lot of blocking and shading because like this giant, he's towering over this warrior. He's towering in the background, so a lot of his look you're not gonna see. It's gonna be shaded. It's gonna be like there's gonna be fog, and he's gonna be in the clouds, and so I'm just gonna kind of do a lot of shading. So my big win for the week, a lot of people talk about their wins for the week and wins for the day and how can you win. I've been big on motivation and big takeaways from, my day to day. Obviously, still I'm putting in a lot of hours on my regular 9 to 5. Not, I mean, it's great that I don't have to worry about paying the bills. I've been kind of a little struggling in that aspect for a while, so starting to catch up there a little bit with these hours I'm working. But the thing about that is too is um, I can burn out and I can overwork myself, and with hours, and my dedication to drawing every day, I'm pushing myself to get up early, put in the first initial sketch of the day, or first, whether it's being working on a piece, for 10, 15 minutes that I've been working on for a while, like the dark side image, or working on anything else, just putting in that first initial thing and not checking my emails, not checking my Instagram, not checking, you know, Facebook or Twitter or anything that straight in the morning, just kind of showing my showing feeling what I need to be grateful for what I have, and going right to it, right in the morning. And then throughout the day, I'll go back and I'll respond to comments. I'll post my Instagram. Those that follow my Instagram see what I've been working on. This dark side image that I've been working on for probably a couple weeks now. And like I said, I'll probably bring it out here in a minute, because I don't want to get too far into this sketch, because I like this concept, and probably going to go with it, but putting that little detail and everything like that may be a little bit. I may need to think it out a little bit more. So we got our shadows. We're bringing in a shadow shading. Like I said, he's angry giant. Bringing in a lot of that shading. And I think with blocking out a lot of those details that you would see otherwise, creates a lot of illusion of just mystery and awe, at the power of this giant. Then you're gonna have to put in some like fingernails. They'll be jagged and split, and whatnot. You can see the shadow from my window, and I apologize for that, but there's no way around it working at my desk. So let's bring out the dark side image, and we'll take a look at that. I'm not sure if my friends have seen that, so like I said, you follow me on Instagram, what I'm talking about. Move my mouse pad, and I'm using a lot of Sharpies on this one, and a couple color pencils. So slide those over. A couple Winsor Newton markers. All right. So this is done on I believe this pad is 18 by 21, so it's a fairly large sketch pad. I'm sorry I can't see the whole image. Maybe if I bring it up a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, opening the window's not going help, but oh, yeah, bring in some extra lighting. No, but anyway, you kind of see a little bit of the first initial sketch. I was working on Dark Talon here yesterday, and I believe I've got pretty much complete. It's really difficult just kind of finishing up the red and being happy with it. And yeah, this first initial sketch I did, I wasn't even going to ink it. I wasn't going to put any color in it. I wasn't going to do anything more than just sketch it out. And actually, halfway through it, when I completed Darth Vader, I really wasn't. I don't want to say I wasn't. I don't want to say I didn't like the image, but I thought it could be better. So I put it down for the longest time. I put it down for probably well over a year, to be honest, which I do sometimes. And I wasn't, to be honest, I wasn't sure if I was going to come back to it. But some artists talk about pushing yourself to finish. So your biggest critic, my biggest critic, is yourself, right? So when you think about something, and when you think about completing something, and just finishing it is one of the main things. To be honest, it's probably more times than not, over half the times or anything, I'm going to feel like something is not complete, whether it is or isn't, in somebody else's mind. So, there comes a point where I just say, I just have to tell myself, I'm done. It's at a point where I can't do anything more to it. If I do anything more to it, it might feel overworked. Um, and I've definitely came across that before, and that's not a good feeling. So you got to just kind of make that choice sometimes and say, hey, I've done as much as I think I can do with this. It's time to put it out. It's time to put it down. It's time to move on. And you can see I'm kind of going a little bit over the original Sharpie, because when I first initially started some of the Sharpie work on this, I grabbed a navy blue dark Sharpie marker, which I didn't know I had. And I just started coloring in and blocking in like it was a regular Sharpie. Um, just a regular, jet black Sharpie marker. And, because of the lighting and whatnot, it looked normal. And then, once my lighting got better, and sometime, I moved to a different spot, or, it was bright outside, I realized, oh, that's not black, that's navy blue. So a lot of this is that. And I'll leave a little bit of it. Obviously can't fix all of it, but try to fix a little bit. Supposed to see Solo today. I know I've been talking about it for a couple weeks. But in all actuality, I'm debating on whether seeing Solo or what was the other movie that? Solo or Ant-Man. So, uh, decisions, right? It's the opening week of Ant-Man, and I am a big fan of the comic books. A big fan of comic books. And the first Ant-Man was a great movie. Big fan of Marvel. Everybody got everybody in Marvel and the comic book world got some terrible news yesterday that Steve Ditko had passed away. Stan Lee will say he had the main part of the creation of Spider-Man, but Steve Ditko is actually the one that drew it. Actually created and drew the character in a lot of the books. He also drew a number of other characters for Marvel and DC and the comic book world as a whole. And the art community is, another legend that's passed away and passed on. My thoughts and feelings go out to his family and friends. He lived a great life. I'm not exactly sure how old he was when he passed away, but his images will live in the minds of us forever. And I think, partly that's what a lot of us creators and artists kind of strive towards. I know that's part of my struggle is how I want to be remembered and if I will be remembered. Due to circumstances beyond my control, I'm not going to ever. I'm not going to continue on my gene pool. I don't have a biological son or daughter, so that's just not an option for me. So, and when it comes to art, when I pass away, there's going to be all that art that I left behind, and is it going to just sit in a room and fade away, or is it going to live in the hearts and minds of others, like people like Steve Ditko, Frank Frazetta, and all these other amazing artists, Jack Kirby, all their legacy they leave behind for us to enjoy. It's just an amazing thing to get to that level, to get to that legendary status, and I think a lot of us as artists, look at that and strive to reach some kind of that goal, because it would be an amazing place to be, you know, to get to that level. So, you constantly learn, you constantly grow, you draw every day, you strive to be the best, to do the best you possibly can to live the life that you want. So I think I'm gonna kind of wrap it up a little bit. I don't want to keep you guys here too long. I will be. I may record another video today. I do need to record a thank you, and thank you for subscribing, and thank you for your patronage, because if you did not see the last video, I am a new Patreon member, so go ahead and visit me at TheoArt on patreon.com. I'm really excited about that. Hoping to upload new and exciting videos there. I have my first initial sketch work of, and you'll hear first of Start With Why. So you'll see the first initial images of Start With Why, and you'll first see it starts with why, and that imagery comes from my commitment to read at least one book a month. And after I've read that book, either do an illustration of the artists themselves, or my main takeaway from the book itself. And this time I went with the takeaway issue, or takeaway thought. I did not draw Simon Sinek, the author of the book, but I did draw some of my takeaway on it. So hop on to patreon.com and check out TheoArt, and with a tier $1 monthly promotion, you can be able to see my first initial sketches of that. I will also upload real-time video of me working on that image, much like now, and working on that process. So thank you again. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and help me support going after the life I love, and bringing you hopefully value and joy watching some of this. So I appreciate you. Big hugs. This is Steve Williams, and this has been TheoArt.